Well, welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Prop Up & Co. We are back here for our Wednesday evening Manufacturers' Cup. We're with the Pro League guys, or League One, whichever way you want to cut it. We had that discussion at the beginning of race one. I'm not going to go through it again, but we're with the faster guys. Let's put it that way. This, as I've mentioned, is race two. So the guys have all had something to eat. They've got out of the Group 4 cars, gone off, had their dinner, had a cup of tea or whatever it is they fancy, and they are back out on track and into the GR3 cars, or Group 3 as I like to call them. I'm not quite sure. GR3, Group 3, that's what I call it, Group 3. So there we go. We are just going to get straight into this one. It is a reverse grid, so the winners of race one are going to be all the way down at the back. So Jorgalis, PM10 and Matty Older are going to have to fight their way through the traffic if they want to get back onto the podium in this race. Same format as race one. Both sets of tyres have to be used. That's the mediums and the soft tyres. They can be used in any order they like, as long as they do use them. So, do you know what? Let's have a look at the tyres. We're not going to do... I normally like to do this view so we can see who everybody is, but it brings up that horrible thing at the bottom. So I'm just going to stay with this view and go down the grid, and then we can see what tyres are on to start off with. So Manus is on pole position. He's in the race in soft tyres. Dandan in the Beetle is in second. He's on the mediums. Stormfly in third on the soft tyres. Sai on the mediums. So softs, mediums, softs, mediums. Brian Moncani soft? No, he's gone for the medium. So Brian Moncani is fifth on the grid. He's on the medium tyres. Itsumi Dan, he's in sixth. He's on the soft tyres. Then we've got DJ also on the softs in that Viper. Colonel Curtains opting for the medium tyres for the first stint in race two. He's in eighth on the grid. Wadru in the Porsche. He's gone for the soft, so look for him making his way up through the grid very early. 10th is Dragumis. He's, what's he on? He's on the soft tyres as well in the Lamborghini. Then we've got PM10 in 11th. He's on the medium tyres. Matty is in 12th. He's on the medium tyres as well. And Jorgalis, or George, I think we should call him from now on, he's on the soft tyres as well. So he's looking to try and get through the grid and up to the front as quickly as possible before the tyres start to drop off a bit. So back up to the top. And we'll get the lights out, shall we? And we'll get race two underway. That's about a 25-minute race. I've forgotten how many laps it was in race one, but obviously these guys are going to be a bit quicker. Oh, and what's happened to Sai? Oh, it's all kicking off already. Let's go down to Sai and see what happened, because he suddenly went on the grass and had a scrape with the barrier. Now then, did Dan? Oh, well, Dandan just got bogged down, didn't he? So not the best of starts for Dandan in that Beetle. And Sai took evasive action across the grass. A bit of a scrape with the barrier, but luckily no damage as they all come hurtling up through turn one. Now Dandan's recovered and got himself back up into his racing mood. He's now made his way back up into third on the grid. We're just going to have a quick look behind us and make sure everybody is okay. And it looks like we've all got through there all right, as they head on up towards turn 4, I think 3, I can't remember now, 3, there we go, it's a turn 3, it's a new track, I'm still learning it. Up towards turn 3, which is this sharp right-hander. You're almost going to come back on yourself this turn, and everybody got through there as well. Yeah, I think everybody's made it okay. So they're all starting to get used to the track now as DJ takes up the lead of this race on those soft tyres in that very shiny Viper. It's the idea is to blind everybody. Manos trying his best to stay with him. In the McLaren is Manos. Then we've got Dandan in the Beetle. He's caught up and has got himself back into P3. He was second on the... I think he was second on the grid. Let me just check. Yeah, he was. He was second on the grid. So he's dropped a place, but that's after that very poor start. But he's on a recovery. Got a little bit sideways there as we came out of... forgot what it was, turn 8. But Dandan sitting there in third at the minute. Stormfly just behind him in fourth in the Alpha. Then we've got Itsumi Dan. Dragumis is down there in sixth. Then Sai. George is in eighth. Oh, no, he's not. Colonel Curtains has just got by. So a fantastic move from Colonel Curtains to take eighth position away from George So George down to 9th, Matty is in 10th with PM10 11th, Brian Moncani 12th, and Wadru, not the start Wadru wanted, way down in 13th. Let's have a look and see if we can see what happened. Oh no, a bit of a long way back, so right at the very beginning, wasn't it, that Wadru came on stock. He got a bit caught up with PM10 there. So anyway, back up to where we were before. DJ still running away with this, trying to open a little bit of a gap up there as we head out onto the bridge for the first time. So past 13, onto the turn 13, onto the bridge. And as they race across that, not taking in any of the sights. I'm sure these guys have not even noticed the glorious views to their left and right as they come across that bridge. Then it is into turn 14 as we head down towards this long sweeping right-hander of turn 15. Then we're going to be onto this long straight, just over a mile long this straight. And this is where Manos is going to be looking to get a little bit closer to DJ. Now, if you remember in race 1, DJ kept overtaking, I think it was Colonel Curtains. About 3 times it happened to him. He actually hit this straight in the lead, and by the time they got down towards turn 16, he'd been overtaken. And I'm sure that's not what he wants this time around, although Manos is into the slipstream. Dan in 3rd. I don't think Manos is going to get close enough, which is why we can have a look and see what's happening elsewhere. Stormfly coming under attack from it. Toomey down. I'm going to look at the inside. Oh, it was a bit of a cheeky look, wasn't it? But Stormfly said no thank you, sir. Oh, now then it's all getting a bit touchy-feely back here. What's happened? Somebody's gone off. Somebody has gone off. It's Dragumis. We just caught that in the background, didn't we? So let's have a look and see what's happening here. Now then, he's alongside Colonel Curtains. Jorgalis is looking for a gap that, well, it just practically isn't there, is it? And Dragumis, did he slow down? Did he get a helping hand? Now, ooh, he might have got a little touch. I'm not quite sure, actually. We're not going to go back and have a look at that, but that's why Dragumis ended up kissing the barrier as Woodrow goes by. Gives him a little bit of a wave and a wink. And says, yeah, welcome to my world, back here at the bottom of the grid. So Dragumis now in 13th with Wadru moving up into 12, PM10 in 11 as PM10 tries his best to get past Brian Moncani and does so in that Ferrari. Brian Moncani fighting back though in the AMG as we come towards the end of at the end of lap 1, should I say, around turn 23 into turn 24. The left-hander, and then we're back onto the start-finish straight. And PM10 trying to make his way through the grid. He's on the medium tyres, so he's got the soft tyres to look forward to. Sai in 9th, you can see he's putting Colonel Curtains under a bit of attack. Let's go on board with PM10, shall we? As we go through turn 1, you can see Sai just having to drop in behind Colonel Curtains. A quick look behind us. Nothing really attacking us at the minute. Brian Moncani is there, but not close enough to put a challenge in. Now then, PM10 is going to pick up the slipstream of Colonel Curtains AMG in front. Sai already making a move for it and has got by. Excuse me, and you can see how quickly Colonel Curtains dived in behind Sai. You can see the slipstream really is an important part of this race as they slam the anchors on into this very tight turn at turn 3. Quick look behind us to make sure we're not being attacked. A lot of reflection, should I say, up onto PM10's windscreen. That must be off-putting as Sai makes a slight error there, and that's allowed PM10 through, so PM10 moves up into 9th. We're going to come out of here because I didn't do it in race 1, I should have done, but we're going to do a full lap on this track with somebody. We will pick somebody in a short while. We're just going to let them spread out a little bit. So Sai down into 10th now after that slight mistake, allowing PM10 through. Brian Moncani in 11th. He's being chased by Wadru. Wadru now starting to get into this race. Needs to make those soft tyres work for him. That Porsche is very quick. We've seen that in previous races. It's just the probably a slight error from Wadru at the very beginning. I'm not sure we missed it. He may have even been helped off the track. As I say, I do apologise we didn't see it, but it looks like Wadru is now starting to get into his stride as for the second time they cross the bridge. Oh, Jorgalis, what did you do? What did you do? So he's come across here, he's probably gone into turn 13, the right-hander which takes him onto the bridge. I've gone back too far, but hey ho. He's under no pressure whatsoever. And now let's just see, for those that are trying to pick up some tips. Oh, somebody else has gone off. Well, it wasn't Joe Garley. Oh, it was. No, it wasn't. I'm looking at the wrong person, aren't I? That's why. You didn't tell me, did you? There we go, look, into turn 13. And, oh, he's on the grass. That's what the problem was. As soon as you get on that grass, that's it. Barry Hart has got his arms wide open and ready for you to come and give him a hug. And that's exactly what happened to George there. Sorry, I jumped onto the wrong car, didn't I? I went on with Dragumis. How wrong of me. So George all the way back down to 13th with his fellow countryman Dragumis just ahead in 12th. Not the start those boys wanted, and George got some damage at the front as well, which is going to slow him down a bit. Let's just have a look at the top and see what's happening. Is DJ still out in front, trying to break that slipstream of Manos. Manos doing a good job of staying with him, actually. Not quite close enough again to challenge as they come down towards turn 16 at the end of this very long back straight, but Manos is staying with DJ for the time being. Itsumi Dan has moved himself up into third in that Ferrari. A fantastic livery as well. Look at that. Absolutely love the colours on that car. So that's Itsumi Dan into third. Got a bit of breathing space. Well, for now anyway. Back to Stormfly, who's sitting in fourth. Stormfly in the Alpha. Sorry, I'm just having a quick sip of coffee before it goes cold. Keep me awake. Oh, now then, who's got a penalty? Oh, it's Itsumi Dan. Dan has picked up half a second penalty. So Stormfly is going to push just a little bit. I don't even know. I'm saying I can't remember. I don't even know where the penalty zone is. So we'll keep an eye on Itsumi Dan. Stormfly's going to push that a little bit harder just to catch up so we can take that P3 away from Dan. We've got Dan in fifth, sorry. Dan in fifth, just behind Stormfly, picking up a bit of slipstream as they head towards turn 1. He's got two very fast sectors now as Dan. They go through turn 1. Dan having a look at the inside as they get towards turn 2. Can he get that car slowed down enough? No contact, and a great exit from both of them. Dan still within touching distance of Stormfly. Now they've got this race up towards turn 2. This very sharp right-hander. Is Dan going to get close enough? We're just going to stay with him to see if we can get close enough to make a move as they get towards turn 2, as they get into the braking zone. No, he's just sitting there behind Stormfly. Let's just have a look at the chrome car. The guys really love the shiny cars, don't they? I just want to say thank you again to Colonel Curtains and to Dan for sharing the replays. Really do appreciate it, guys. As Colonel Curtains does his best to catch up to the back of Dan. They're both Dan and Colonel Curtains on the medium tyres, so great positions for them to be in. We've got Matty in 7th, just leading this little group. He's got his another Citroen just behind him in the shape of Sai, and then we've got Wadru just behind him in the Porsche. So a nice little battle developing here for P7. You really can't put much between them at the minute, can you? Those two spaceships chasing each other, with Wadru just sitting there in the background waiting for something to happen. We'll jump on board with Wadru as we follow these guys down through 9, 10, 11 and 12, heading towards turn 13, the right-hander, which takes you onto the bridge. Look at them mountains in the background. It's a shame this is fictional, isn't it? What a fantastic track this would be as we get through turn 13 onto the bridge. Quick look behind us, and Dragumis and Brian Mulcahy are not that far away. Fantastic views. As I say, not that these guys are paying much attention to the views. Hard onto the brakes, then back on the power again to get that left-hander done. Now then, next lap, we will jump on board with somebody. Dragumis in 10th, Brian Mulcahy, he's having quite a fight with George, actually. It looks like George has got brave move there, actually. He's gone up the inside of Brian Mulcahy. George is on the soft tyres, although they are starting to wear now, so he's not going to get many more laps out of them. In fact, he may even have to pit at the end of this lap, because those tyres are really going to hurt him. Brian Mulcahy, he's okay for rubber. Hardly touched his mediums. He has got his indicator going, so I don't know where he's actually thinking of going to, unless he's just telling PM10 that he can pass. So PM10 trying to make his way through. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. He got himself up to about 10th at one point, didn't he? So he's had a bit of an issue somewhere. Ooh, as he gets very squirrely coming out of turn 16. We've got another yellow flag. Now then, why have we got that? Everybody is still moving, so not quite sure what the yellow was about. Let's go back up to the top then and see what's happening as DJ, quite a gap now has opened up, although that front left tyre's really going to start to hurt. He's going to feel that as he comes out of the final turn at turn 24. Now then, is he going to go into the pits or not? If he doesn't, let's do a lap then with DJ, shall we? He's decided to stay out. This this could be an adventure because those tyres are now starting to look really worn. But through turn 1 then, a very fast flowing left-hander into turn 2, sharp right-hander. We've seen that barrier claim a few victims already today, but DJ gets through there very quickly. A quick look behind us and, well, I don't know, I think all the rest of the guys have gone home. He's that far in front as this long straight now up towards turn 3. This sharp, well, it is a hairpin. You're almost coming back on yourself again at turn 3. So DJ, he's got a bit of time so he can take that one nice and easily. A short run then into the left-hander at turn 4. Maybe a dab of the brakes, ease off the power just to get the car across. You can cut the corner there. Then we go into this double right-hander. A bit of an awkward one this one is. It comes off of a very fast flowing right-hander into this quite tight turn at turn 6. Back on the power again, using that little bit of a runoff area there on the left. Up towards turn 7 as we come towards a double left-hander now. Again, trying to cut as much as you can off of that inside apex. Let the car roll wide, and that takes you then into turn 8, another left-hander. Then it starts to get a bit technical now as we go through turn 9. Just a rolling right-hander. Into another tight left-hander then. Dab of the brakes and then back on the power again. It is very tight around here through turn 11, which is a sweeping downhill right-hander into the left-hander of turn 12 before hitting turn 13 and onto the bridge. And again, a quick look behind just to make sure we're not being harassed along the way. Then we've got this beautiful view across the bridge. Look at those mountains. But forget that, let's concentrate on what we're doing. Across the bridge then we get to turn 14, a left-hander, which then starts the descent down towards turn 15, this long sweeping right-hander. Who's he waving to? Nobody's let him through, have they? Back on the power again, let the car get as close as you dare to that barrier on the left-hand side, and then it is foot planted firmly on the noisy pedal, in fact both feet on the noisy pedal, trying to get every inch of horsepower out of that engine all the way down the hill. 1.12 miles of it. You're almost pushing it. You want more, give me more. What do we got up to there? 168 before slamming on the brakes at turn 16, and then back on the power again, trying to stop the back end from drifting. DJ doing a fantastic job there. Then through turn 17 into 18 and 19, a bit of an S section this one. Oh, as DJ, the tyres really starting to hurt now as it drifted off a little bit there at turn 19 into turn 21. 22 fast right-hander, which takes you then up towards turn 23, so only 2 more turns to go before we've completed this lap. Keep as close as you can to that right-hand apex, let the car roll out there, and then we're into turn 24 to finish this lap off. If he stays to the right, which I think he will, and then into the pit lane we go. So that was a lap with DJ, so thank you to him. Stormfly in second, he's going to be coming in as well. Colonel Curtains has followed him in. I'm expecting quite a rush into the pit lanes now as everybody dives in. PM10 is in. Brian Moncani, you don't have to indicate, we know you're coming in. Wadru, now then, Wadru has made his pit stop while we were on there with DJ, so Wadru battling away with George. George has also made the stop, so these two are going to carry on going, so it's Porsche against Porsche. George currently holding on to P9, he's on the medium tyres as Woodrow chases him down, also on the mediums. A little bit of twitching going on there from George, so hopefully the guys have put the wheel nuts on properly. You can see some of the other guys are out now, so George up to 6th, Wadru in 7th. So let's just have a look. Dan has come out on top, so Dan is out now. Then Brian Moncarney, it looked like he was getting a little bit out of shape as we came there through turn 2, but he's okay. So it is Dan that is now out in front on the soft tyres, so they should take him to the end of the race. Brian Moncarney just sitting behind him in the AMG, he's in 2nd. Then we've got quite a gap then back to Itsumi Dan, currently holding on to P3. He's got another Ferrari chasing him down, which in the shape of PM10. So Itsumi Dan is on the mediums, PM10 is on the softs. So same power, same car. It is just coming down to who's got the best rubber on each corner, and at the minute PM10 has got the advantage. He needs to get by Dan as quickly as he can before those soft tyres start to suffer. Although Itsumi Dan doing a great job of keeping PM10 behind him. Then we've got Stormfly, he's in 5th, he's got George chasing him down. George is all over the back of Stormfly. Let's jump on back on board with George as we try and put some pressure on Stormfly. George on those medium tyres. Wadru, wow, what's happened there? What has happened? Let's just go back, because Wadru was battling away, wasn't he, with George? Oh, I've gone too far, sorry. We'll get there in a minute, So it was George that was oh, it's me, I'm getting myself all confused, aren't I? We were on board with George. God, I've not even had a drink. So yeah, George putting Stormfly under all sorts of pressure. I'm looking for George and I'm actually sitting on his shoulders. There we go. So George chasing Stormfly down then. Literally all over the back of him, and now George fancies his chances now. Stormfly's not going to let him have this one very easily, is he? As they come down the hill through turn 11 and then 12. And I think Stormfly has had to back out of that one. And he has, so George has got by. A fantastic move there from Joe. In fact, let's go back and have a look at that in real time. Well, not in real time, but I mean in a proper view, because we didn't really see it from inside the cab, did we? So there we go, he senses the opportunity, shoots up the inside. Stormfly doing his absolute best to keep George over and make it as tight as he can, but backs out at the last minute as they go into turn 12. A great move from George. Stormfly, not much he can do about that. He's just trying to drop in behind him now, chase him across the bridge and see whether he can make a move as they get towards turn 60, 13, 14. I'll get there in a minute. Not finished with coffee, that's the problem. Oh, now it's gone cold. Now we're gone cold, so that cold coffee. So let's just have a look what's happening then. Itsumi Dan in 4th. Well, PM10 has managed to get by him, so PM10 using the softer compound tyres to his advantage, and he's now in the P3, chasing Brian Moncarney down, although there is quite a gap actually. Look, you can see it there, but with Dan out in front in the Beetle, doing an absolute awesome job of keeping Brian Moncarney behind him, but Brian Moncarney has a bit of a cheeky look. Now that Brian Moncarney is out of fuel. Oh, what a disaster. Brian Moncarney, when he came into the pits, he's obviously forgot to fuel, and he has completely run out. So that's left Dan to scamper away in P1. PM10 is on the chase after him. He's moved up into P2. George is 3rd on the grid now, 3rd on the podium now, with Wadru chasing him down in 4th. Stormfly is 5th. Colonel Curtains is 6th. Then we've got Manos in 7th. DJ is in 8th. Itsumi Dan with another half-second penalty for Itsumi Dan. We didn't see where the penalty zone was, did we? But he's got half a second, so that means he's going to lose that place to Sai. Matty is in 11th. Dragoon is 12th, and poor old Brian, well, he has got a long way to go back to the pits. You may as well get out and push, Brian. What an error. He's obviously gone in, he's changed his tyres, and he's just hit the do not refuel button. What a shame for Brian. Dan out in front at the minute, but coming under a lot of pressure from PM10 in that Ferrari. It is just a matter of how long can he hold on. Let's have a look at the time, 19 minutes, so 6 minutes to go. So they will get another lap in after this one. So can Dan hold on? He would dearly love this to be the final lap, wouldn't he? But PM10 pushing hard, just staying with Dan at the minute. Fantastic racing from these two guys. Then we've got George in third on an absolute mission. He's onto the podium, but he wants a different coloured medal, doesn't he? He doesn't want the bronze. He fancies that shiny gold one. And, well, do you know what? I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't bet against him. He can see the two guys ahead of him. And as I say, I think we're going to get one more lap after this as well. So, yeah, don't bet against him yet. Likewise for Wadru. I can see Wadru getting onto the podium as well. He's coming under a bit of pressure from Colonel Curtains. Be interested to see if Colonel can get by Wadru when they get onto that very long straight. If he can get a little bit closer, let's see if the AMG has got the power to get by the Porsche with a little bit of help from the slipstream. We got Manos in 6th, we got Stormfly in 7th. He's having a good old battle with DJ as DJ tries to go around the outside, which will then put him on the inside as they go through turns 11 and 12. Oh no, he couldn't quite get it done. He's got Sai alongside him now. Stormfly in 7th, he gets onto the bridge first. Then we've got Sai and DJ battling away, almost side by side. DJ's got the slipstream of Stormfly to help pull him along, and you can see that Sai, oh yes, Sai just dives in behind DJ as they get towards that left-hander. And DJ he's almost a sitting duck, isn't he, for Sai, unless DJ can pick up a bit of slipstream from Stormfly just ahead of him in the Alpha. DJ will be looking to try and make a move on Stormfly, but he's going to have to keep one eye on the mirror because Sai is getting closer and closer to him. They're now on this straight all the way down the hill. DJ catching up to the back of Stormfly. Sai catching up to the back of DJ. Then we've got Matty Oldham. Matty's in there as well. So Matty is probably picking up a bit of slipstream actually from Sai. I don't think he's going to get close enough to make a move. And you can see there that DJ didn't quite get close enough to Stormfly. So Stormfly in that little Alpha manages to get to turn 16 first and keep himself in P7. Let's have a look at the time. It is 21 and a half, so about 3.5 minutes to go. So definitely get one more lap in. You may even get one more after that. For the guys out in front. Has Brian Moncani made it back to the pitch yet? Yes, he has. He's into the pits. He's back out again and he is racing, which is good to see. Out in front then, oh, it is PM10. He's managed to get by Dan. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was on the straight, as we thought it would be. He's just picked up the slipstream, hasn't he? And made quite an easy pass. You can see Dan trying to drop him behind the Ferrari. But it's a bit late now. And PM10 goes through. So it is PM10 out in front, leading from Dan in second. George is in third, still trying to catch up. He doesn't look like he's getting any closer, actually, as they start. Ooh, is this going to be their final lap? It could be. It's going to be close. They might get one more in. Colonel Curtains in fourth. Wadru in fifth. Then we've got Manos in sixth. DJ is seventh. He's managed to get by Stormfly. Now I thought they were going in the pits then. Stormfly picking up half a second penalty. We still don't know where the penalty zone is, do we? But Stormfly been a bit naughty there. Picked up half a second. That's going to give Matty and probably Sai the place. So Stormfly could lose 2 places here when he serves that penalty. If these two guys just behind in the Citroens can get close enough to him. It looked like Sai went a bit too deep then into turn 2. I might be wrong. I thought he might have lost a bit of momentum. Let's have a look. Oh dear me, we've had a bit of a pile up. Let's have a look. I keep going back too far, don't I? I'm getting too excited, pressing the buttons too quickly. You can see Dragumis having a bit of a look at Itsumi down, trying to find a way by. Ooh. Ooh. What happened there? let's go on board with Dragumi. I couldn't quite see what happened there. So Dragumis, he tries to get up the inside. Dan slams the door shut. I'm not quite sure there was a touch. Oh dear me. Well, Dragumis just couldn't get the car slowed down and make the turn. And that left Dan absolutely nowhere to go except into Barrier. Now, Dragumis has carried on. He obviously doesn't feel that he'd done anything wrong there. I'm not a steward, it's not for me to call, but maybe he should have waited, I don't know. Oh, Dan's got damage, he's probably a bit concussed as well. I hope he's okay. He's in a bit of an awkward spot, the paramedics can't get to him, so he's going to have to keep going. Oh, there we go, I think he just took a paracetamol, put his shoulder back into its socket, and he's now going to carry on trying to get going. Brian Moncani is, well, he's being lapped, isn't he? PM10 has gone through. So let's get back to the action, shall we? After that, let's just hope that Itsumi Dan is okay. So PM10 now opened up quite a decent gap. He's out in front and looks like victory is his. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if he's going to get one more. I don't think I don't know. This is going to be close, isn't it? This is going to be very, very close. As to whether he gets another lap in or not, he's hoping he don't, because he's about out of fuel. Dan has got the fuel light flashing as well. He's currently in second. George is in third. Fuel light about to come on. He's got Colonel Curtis just behind him. He's okay for fuel, actually. The Colonel's okay. Tyre's not looking too fantastic, but then again, it's the same situation for everybody else. Roger in third, he's got the fuel light on, so these guys really praying that this is the last lap. Yeah, it will be. We've only got 30 seconds to go, so not a problem there. Let's just have a look and see where PM10 is. Yeah, that's it then. So this is going to be the final lap, so they can all breathe a sigh of relief. It's still a fair old way to go yet before the finish of this race, as PM10 comes around turn 16 then for the final time. Dan in second, Colonel Curtin's always having a bit of a touchy-feely second with George, and George manages to hold on to P3. Colonel Curtin's are really pushing and giving George something to think about. The fuel light on for Colonel Curtin's Jugalis. He's got a little less fuel, so he may have to be doing a bit of fuel saving, which could give a Colonel the opportunity to get by. I'm just keeping an eye on that right hand map because I do want to follow the leaders across the line as George goes very wide and puts Colonel Curtin's on the inside. So as they come through turn 22, it is Colonel Curtin's up towards the last rate. We're going to have to go with PM10. We'll come back to those guys. So PM10 is round the final turn and he's going to cross the line to take the win. Fantastic stuff from him. Well done. Dan is going to cross the line in second and Colonel will get third, but let's go back and have another look at this. What a fantastic battle these guys were having, as George goes very deep as we get towards turn 22, and Colonel Curtins goes through. George trying to get himself back behind the Colonel, and the Colonel just cruising on through, and George again across the grass. He's into the slipstream and pushing, desperately trying to get there. He's just going to run out of track. Well done to them two. Wadru will cross the line in fifth, Manos in sixth, Matty just ahead of DJ, I think. Yes, he will, and DJ in eighth, Stormfly in ninth, Sai will cross in ninth. Dragumis is going to take 11th with Brian Moncani, the unfortunate Brian Moncani, who has not enjoyed himself at all. He ran out of fuel. It looks like he's had a bit of a spin as well at turn 23, 24, and another big spin there. Come on, Brian, you've got to finish the race. The crew are waiting to patch that car back up and send it off to the next track, which is, I don't know where it is. Oh, is Brian going to cross the line in spectacular fashion, or has he had enough of all of that? Yeah, he's had enough. So that's Brian across the line. So that was race 2, round 3 of the Manufacturers' Cup with the Pro guys. Thank you very much for watching. I shall catch you all again very shortly.